Hi friends, welcome to Learn with Mr. Nova. In this video, I'm going to present to you the definition of a switch, the functions of a switch, the different types of switches in a computer network. So if this is your first time visiting this channel, please kindly like or subscribe and click the notification icon to get notified whenever a video as this is uploaded on YouTube. Okay, let's kickstart. When building a small office network, the two most important pieces of equipment you'll highly need are switches and routers. As you can find, this is a switch and this is a router. Though they look similar, but they perform different functions in a network. Now, the question you ask yourself is, what is a switch? A switch is a device that acts as a central connecting point for multiple computers in a network. It helps to connect devices such as servers. It connects devices such as the wireless access point. It connects devices such as the PCs or the workstation, the laptops, the portable digital assistants. The phone can be an IPS phone. It can connect devices such as routers and many more. Printers. And through a switch, all these devices can share information in a local area network. Let's say, for example, this PC will be able to share information with this PC. Can share files, folders, medias, be it MP4 or MP3, media players, and many more. Okay, and here we have a wireless access point. A wireless access point is just simply to expand the area coverage of this local area network. Switches are obviously very cheaper in cost as compared to routers, and they work only in a wired network, a network that is only connected with cables. And in that light, a router can work in a wireless network, but for switches only work in a wired network. And switches send information from one device to another in the form of frames. That is for layer 2 switches, and in the form of packets for layer 3 switches. Okay, and for a switch equally provides only port security with respect to protecting a network. Now, there are two types of switches. We have the unmanaged switch and the managed switches. Now, an unmanaged switch is our switches that are, all switches, be it managed and unmanaged, are basically used for connectivity. Yeah, they are all to connect multiple devices in a network. Now, with respect to unmanaged switches, these switches are, they are just plug and play devices. They don't need configurations for devices or to work properly in them. Unmanaged switches don't need configurations. You just simply have to plug the Ethernet cables. Like you can find the Ethernet cables plugged in this any of the Ethernet port, and in that light, the device can be connected to a network. But with respect to the managed switches are more secure and provide other features, and most often the managed switches are used in a larger network as compared to the unmanaged switches. Most of the unmanaged switches are used in a SOHO network, in a very small local area network, especially in some offices that to avoid stress and many more. Yeah, they use that, but the unmanaged switches. But with respect to the managed switches, you can find maybe in some networks that at least have a greater coverage area. It's preferable to use the managed switches because you have control over the managed switches. You can configure it to suit your context. Especially, it offers advantage such as some security. You can easily configure port securities in these switches, and in that light, it keeps your network very secured. So that is what the switch is all about. I believe that from this video, you have learned what a switch is all about. A switch is a device that acts as a multiple connecting point for multiple computers in a network. And you know that a switch, the data that the switch sends are called frames. You know, there are two, you have layer 2 switches and layer 3 switches. And there are two types of switches, which are the unmanaged switches and the managed switches. The unmanaged switches are switches that need no configuration, while managed switches are switches that need configuration. So I thanks so much for watching this video till the end. If this is your first time visiting this channel, and if you haven't subscribed at the beginning, then kindly subscribe to promote this channel. Thanks, and see you in my next video.